So, breathing in and then breathing out again. Breathing in and breathing out again. Breathing in and breathing out again. Okay, welcome. Today I wanted to just give a little talk about challenging times. For those who are in challenging times, or for those who aren't but have had challenging times in their lives. In my own life I've had huge challenging times. I wouldn't be sat here talking to you if I hadn't had the challenging times that I'd had. If I hadn't been through what I'd been through and been through the real dark nights of the soul where I couldn't go on, when I couldn't live anymore. And yet I did. I kept going. So today's message is about challenging times. What do we do? Life is difficult, and be aware that on a planetary level there are big shifts taking place at the moment. This is 2012 now. We've been talking about this date for decades and decades, for a millennium. The Mayans have been talking about this for thousands upon thousands of years. This is a time when the old structures are starting to fall away. You know, it's almost as if we've had 2,000 years of war and of negativity, of oppression. And what's happening now is those old structures that we've learned, no blame, are starting to fall away. On one level, it would seem that it's painful. And I've heard teachers liken it to childbirth, is that in childbirth it is painful. It can be painful, it's not always. And yet through that is then born new life. New beautiful life. As soon as the mother sees the baby, she lights up. It's like, oh, wow. And the pain is forgotten. And so what we're going through at the moment is we're going through childbirth. It's 2012, but very soon a new child of light is being born. This earth is moving into an amazing space, an amazing place. The potentiality for our hearts, for joy, for love, for light, is just absolutely astounding. And yet, where we're at the moment is the dark night of the soul. It's just before dawn. You look outside and it's so dark. They say that the darkest part of the night is just before dawn. You think that night cannot go on any longer. And just at that point, when we can't go on any longer, what happens? The sky starts to change, the night is over. And that is what is happening. We are coming into a stage where the night is almost over now. The new daylight is arriving, and it is amazing daylight. But because of that, it's challenging. People are having their stuff coming up, their emotions are being triggered. It's an unsettling time. And that's where our work comes in. We keep going. If you're having a challenging time, keep going and keep going. If you're feeling okay at the moment, but you know you could go into challenging time, write yourself out a rescue list, a help list of when you're feeling really down, when you're feeling really depressed and suicidal. You write down a list. I used to do that. I've still got it. I used to write down when I was feeling better. I'd write down, okay, breathe. So I was like, okay, I'd write on the next list. It's like, this will pass. This is not always the same, because when I wrote this, I wasn't feeling really down. You write down, oh yeah, keep going. Pick up such and such a book. I mean, the book I would recommend was When Things Fall Apart by Pema Chodron. The next thing was, maybe watching some of these films. It's like, that makes me feel better. Getting out for a walk. Write down, okay, what makes me feel better? I can only say what makes me feel better. Like the Buddha said, there's a path. But don't believe me. I've cut the pathway through the forest, through the jungle, on the way to enlightenment, but I can't walk it for you. You have to walk it. And it's the same. Try these practices out. See if they work. And if they do, it's like write it on your list. So next time things are challenging, when your parents or your friends or your peers are being challenging with you, get it out and remind yourself that you are a shiny being of light. Because that's the truth. We know that. On a scientific level, when we look at the substructure of the cells, it's energy. We are made up of 99.99% in light. Okay? So we are beings of light. That is the truth. And yet, society, or our friends or our family, because of their stuff, again, no judgment, they try to tell us otherwise. So keep going. Keep going. It is never as bad as it seems in this moment, so just keep going. Breathe. Breathe deeply. Come on. Get those lungs working. Once we get the lungs working, we become more into our body, and we realise that, the head, it's not to be believed. Because a lot of it's not our thoughts anyhow. It's society saying, no, you're worthless, you're no good, you're not light, you're rubbish, because then they can sell us things. Say, yeah, here you go, buy this, buy that, that will make you feel better. If you breathe, that won't help. But no, breathing will help. Laughing will help, even if you don't feel like laughing. Smiling will help. So we are at that point, that transition period. And my words to you are keep going. You're a shiny being of light. And anyone who says differently, and it's probably yourself as much as anyone, who's going, I'm no good, I'm rubbish. We say those things to ourselves because we're frightened of our light. Because truly we are beings of light. We all are. Very soon we're going to wake up to that. So keep going. You who are watching these films, you are the leaders of this new society which is being born. You, because you're interested in self-development, you're interested in growing, in learning, in loving. A new world is being born. A world where our hearts are open. Where there is love, where there is joy, where our emotions are allowed to flow without being told off, without being told we're no good. You're so good. You're such a beautiful being. Keep going. We're almost there. We're almost there. Just another few steps. And if you wonder why I'm crying, it's as much this message is to me on one level. I struggle. It's as much to go to myself, keep going. And I cry as well, sometimes it's tears of joy. So, it's a blessing that people listen to these. And when you're going through a challenging time, breathe. Get outside. Keep going, cry if needs be. Go to a tree, hug a tree, let go of your tears, your anger, your rage.